आवडे हे रूप साजिरे सगुण, आवडे हे रूप साजिरे सगुण, रूप पाहता लोचन सुखावले. आवडे हे रूप साजिरे सगुण, आवडे हे रूप साजिरे सगुण, पाहता लोचन सुखावले, पाहता लोचन सुखावले. पुंडलीक वरदे हारी विठ्ठल, श्री ज्ञानदेव तुकाराम, पंढरीनाथ महाराज की जय. रामकृष्ण हरी माऊली. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, in whichever part of the world that you are, and welcome to Learnamytes, where learning is for all and all that we do is for learning. By now, you must have realized that what is this episode all about. So, this episode is our way of praying to Lord Vitthal, to Lord Panduranga and Devi Rakhumai on the auspicious occasion of Aashadi Ekadashi. Please like and share this video in your network as much as you can, and please subscribe Learnamytes. Please press the bell icon for weekly updates. In today's video, we are going to talk about Waari, Waarikari Sampradaya, and yes, of course, the importance of Aashadi Ekadashi, which is the ultimate focus of Waari. What is Waari and when did it begin? Most of the people in Maharashtra and even India for that matter, and these days I got to hear, and it was so nice to hear, that there are quite a few people from who travel across the globe to be a part of this Waari. When did Waari begin? So it is believed that Waari has a history of more than 800 years. It is still going on. Somewhere in 1680s, or to be precise 1685, the youngest son of Sant Shiromani Tukaram Maharaj, his youngest son Sant Narayan Maharaj, started the palki of Tukaram Maharaj. I mean, he started this what is known as the Sant Tukaram palki. So how does it begin, or when does it begin? So it's a 3-week journey which begins on a particular day, and for 3 weeks these Waarikaris. So who are Waarikaris? Waarikaris are the ones who perform Waari. So these Waarikaris travel by foot to Pandharpur. They walk down hundreds of kilometers to reach Pandharpur, the place where there is this very old and beautiful temple of Lord Vitthal, and that is where they go and pray. According to the Waarikaris, Lord Vitthal is also known as Panduranga, is the ultimate truth. And that's why we began with the shlok, not exactly the shlok, but a small verse. So these, what are the kind of Waaris that come? So it's like a festival. It's like a sohola, Anantacha sohola. It's a festival of happiness. It's a festival of joy on the day of Aashadi Ekadashi, when lakhs of these Waarikaris, they travel all the way to Pandharpur to pray to Lord Vitthal. So where all do these people come from? Like I said, they come from all parts of India, even the globe for that matter. But a few notable palkis are from various places in Maharashtra, and there are a few outside of Maharashtra as well. So there is this palki of Sant Eknath Maharaj, which travels all the way from Paithan to Pandharpur. Then there is palki of Jagat Guru Sant Shiromani Shri Tukaram Maharaj, which travels all the way from Dehu to Pandharpur. Then of course there is this palki of Jnaneshwar Maharaj, which travels from Alandi to Pandharpur. Then the palki from Trambakeshwar, which is from near Nasik, to Pandharpur, that is the palki of Shri Nivruttinath Maharaj. Then there is palki of Shri Muktai Devi, and then there is palki of Sant Gajanan Maharaj from Shega to Pandharpur, and of course from North India, the palki of Sant Kabir Maharaj. so on and so forth. And there are various other palkis which travel from those places. It is believed that, it is recorded somewhere. I was reading it in an article that as per the Waarikaris Sampradaya, people who perform Waari, there are lakhs and lakhs of people who are followers of this Waarikari Sampradaya. They recognize close to about 50 saint poets in India, predominantly most of them from Maharashtra and other parts of India as well. What is this Sola all about? So, Jnaneshwar Mauli, Jnanadeva Mauli Tukaram, or Pundarika Varade Hari Vitthal, Ramakrishna Hari, Vasudeva Hari, or many other chants. These Waarikaris keep on saying those chants and they travel those hundreds of kilometers by foot, like I said. This tradition has been going on for days together, like I said. What is the significance of the day of Aashadi Ekadashi, which is like the culmination of the Waari, the ultimate day of the Waari? There are various things that happen on the day of Aashadi Ekadashi. So throughout that day, these Waarikaris perform bhajans and kirtan and praising Lord Vitthal, and they pray to Lord Vitthal for the well-being of mankind, humanity. One of the interesting things which I thought was, look, the concept of globalization, we believe it was somewhere in the 20th century, but 800 years before, to be precise, or even earlier. I don't know the exact time. I'm not an expert historian. But if you see Pasayadan, which is ultimately what Sant Jnaneshwar preached. So in that Pasayadan, Mauli talks about, or Sant Jnaneshwar, he talks about the concept of globalization. He says that the world should live in peace and harmony. So the Waarikaris, with this same innocence, with the same feelings in their mind, they pray to Panduranga, they pray to Lord Vitthal for the well-being of mankind, for the well-being of society. There are two interesting concepts, I won't say concepts, but they are more of rituals as part of this Waari, and on the ultimate day in Pandharpur near the temple of Lord Panduranga. So one of the concepts is called as Ringan. So you might have seen it on videos, or you might have seen it every year in newspapers or maybe YouTube or somewhere on the social media. So what is the concept of Ringan? A beautiful concept. It is believed that there is a horse which has the soul of all these saints whose palkis arrive in Pandharpur, and it's an unmounted horse. There's no one on the horse. So that sacred horse, it traverses around the rounds which are made by these lakhs and lakhs of Waarikaris who visit Pandharpur on that day. And while it traverses, while the horse runs, as the horse traverses through circles in rounds where these Waarikaris are standing, obviously because the horse goes with a lot of force, it puffs a lot of dust, and that dust is it's put across the forehead as the sacred ash by these Waarikaris. They believe that it is the blessings of all these saints whose soul visits Pandharpur to meet their beloved Lord Vitthal or Lord Panduranga. The other concept which I found to be extremely pious, such a beautiful concept, it's called Dhawa. What happened was Sant Shiromani, Sant Tukaram Maharaj, when for the first time he seeked the blessings of his beloved Lord Vitthal, or he saw this temple of Pandharpur and Lord Vitthal for the first time. He had no feelings, but it was just about Lord Vitthal. It was his grace, it was his love, and in that feeling, with that same feeling, he just ran with excitement towards Lord Vitthal, and that's called as Dhawa. So there's a practice that all these Waarikaris, they run towards Lord Vitthal to meet Lord Vitthal. And I loved, I'd read an article, I don't remember the name of the author, but the author was a well-respected figure from the Waarikari Sampradaya. And he was, of course, someone who had studied the Waarikari Sampradaya. He said something very, very interesting. He said that Dhawa is probably the only race in the world where everyone wins. Yes, all these Waarikaris win, because finally they reach Pandharpur. They do this entire Waari of almost 21 days to meet Lord Vitthal, to seek the blessings of Lord Vitthal. And that is, like I said, for them, for the Waarikari Sampradaya, for the Waari, the ultimate truth is Lord Panduranga, is Lord Vitthal. Now, This tradition, which has been going on for 800 years, if we really want to learn something, I think there are so many things that we can learn. Waari is something which is to be experienced, and we plan that we'll be doing a Waari next year for sure, and we'll take you on that Waari along with us as part of Learnamytes. But for the moment, if we really look back, if we reflect upon this wonderful tradition, what do we learn from Waari, or what do we learn from this entire tradition of Waari? So number one, there's no ego during the Waari. I met a few Waarikaris a few years back, and they, whenever they meet each other, they touch each other's feet and they hug each other and they call each other as Mauli. So even if there is a child of 15 years or there's an elderly gentleman of almost 80 years, they address each other as Mauli. So they believe that in every person that they meet during Waari, they see some reflection of Lord Vitthal. So basically no ego. Number two, across the city of Pune, because I am based out of Pune, but wherever the Waari stops intermittently at various places. So there is a proper route. What we'll try to show you on the screen, that this is the route for this year's Palki of Tukaram Maharaj and Sant Jnaneshwar Maharaj. So this is the kind of route. So typically there are stops, there are predefined stops. So wherever the Waari stops, no one knows how the food gets arranged there. No one knows how water gets arranged. No one knows how the entire thing works with clockwork precision. And all the Waarikaris whom I have met, they say that it's because of Vitthal. We don't know how it happens. What I mean to say is people from all walks of life. So if you really want to see harmony, if you really want to see, I would say unity, you can see that in Waari. People from all walks of life, irrespective of whether the person is poor, whether the person is rich, whether the person is a businessman, a doctor, a student, a professor, they all become part of this Waari, with the ultimate goal of seeking the blessings of Lord Vitthal. So that is what I would say, unity. Again, there is that purity. Number three, I am always amazed with the planning and the precision with which this procession goes on. You will never see that the procession stopped this at this point because of something or that or some other thing. Nothing of that sort. It goes in a smooth flow. The Waari moves smoothly. And as we are discussing the learnings, finally I'm amazed that these Waarikaris, they travel hundreds of kilometers. And none of them say that during these 3 weeks, they never feel tired, they never feel exhausted, they never feel fatigued, or there's nothing of that sort. I asked one of the Waarikaris, like I told you, and he said, well, ही वारी आम्ही करत नाही, आमचा पांडुरंग आमच्याकडनं करून घेतो. As if what he meant was, there is this godly intervention. Panduranga, Lord Panduranga gives them that strength to complete this one. From this, I can understand that possibly the learning here is 100% belief in Lord Vitthal, and yes, of course, their dedication and their devotion. So once again, I would like to wish all of you greetings on the occasion of this auspicious day of Aashadi Ekadashi, and may you all get the blessings, seek the blessings of Lord Vitthal, and may Lord Vitthal give us the courage and to stand and let everything be nice in our life. So once again, Pundarika Varade Hari Vitthal, Shri Jnanadev Tukaram, Pandharinath Maharaj ki Jai.